Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 826 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Malta, and I am joined today, shockingly, by Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
And Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Rob, you sound like you're on the wrong microphone, too.
Not on the wrong microphone. This is just my setup for this, so
Cool.
That's what it is.
All right. Better tinny than not at all.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I see we're filled with so much energy, so we should start off the day by sadly talking about the death of Akira Toriyama.
You guys really liked Dragon Ball Z. I never got into it.
Good
about it. Can you tell me why? Why?
First of all, I don't necessarily want to be grouped into the love of Dragon Ball Z group.
Oh, I see.
I have seen a bunch of it, but I don't know that I could say I loved it.
I watched hundreds of episodes of it. I think our friend Mr. Neil might have been the principal Dragon Ball Z fan.
One does not live with Cowboy Neil for a few years and not watch every episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Right. I'll tell you what I liked about it and what I hated about it. I liked that you could just watch like 10 minutes of it and like it would be like a little wrestling match for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What I hated about it is that then in order to watch the 10 minutes of the little thing, you had to watch 15 minutes of recap and setup, and some of those sagas were so long that I just wanted to die. My kids got into DBZ for a while too. So I watched all the movies in the last few years, and there are like 100 Dragon Ball Z movies, and I watched all of them. But the other thing that he was famous for is doing all the character design for Chronotrigger, which is, I don't know, maybe regarded as the best top-down kind of strategy game, or the RPG, JRPG on the Super Nintendo. A great piece of work. But he was only 68. I think that's the other piece of it. Anytime you see somebody go before the age of 70, like, oh, that makes me feel real sad.
Yeah, it's a shame, you know. Feel like I'm next, you know.
Yeah, right. We got to get a death pool going on the three of us. What's the thing where you put money in and the last one alive gets it? A tontic? There's a term for it.
It's
like Pacific Islanders like that stuff.
They're illegal now. They did it on The Simpsons
and on MASH. They did on Simpsons.
A tontine, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
We should get a tontine going for the three of us. Although I guess I'm the youngest, so that it might be maybe a little self-interested for me to try to throw in on the tontine. All right, next on the list, this is the re-entry of batteries. So apparently a few years back, the space station let out a bunch of batteries that they were done with. And like years ago. And actually, since I posted this story last week, this might have actually already happened. But they were saying that a bunch of batteries are going to fall down onto the Earth.
Okay.
So I was thinking we should go over there and try to get them.
What kind of batteries? They're probably...
Oh, yeah, it was supposed to happen 4 days ago.
Space-rated lithium ions or whatever. Oh.
Yeah, now I got to see if it actually happened, because this story was that it was going to come down on the 8th. When I posted this story, it was due.
I mean, I don't have any...
Right around the equator, you know.
I don't have any need for lithium ion.
No, not the equator.
Right now, but if there are a bunch of AAAs, I mean, it'll go through a lot of AAAs.
Well, it was 5,800 pounds. So
yeah, that'll be enough forever, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of AAAs.
Like 9 of them, 5,800 pounds. So
that's
like
a lot of batteries.
100 pounds of battery. Goodness.
All right, how much does a AAA weigh?
It's not a AAA. We already know what they weigh. That's not the problem.
No, I know, but I want to see how many AAAs. Okay, it's 11 grams. AAAs.
They're like longer lithium ion or nickel metal hydrides.
Right, so 5,000 pounds.
On them.
How many?
Yeah.
How many? How many? How many? 11 gram. Okay, 4 ounces.
I would look up how much a a nickel metal hydride battery weighs. Like a 20 millimeter wide one. Because so in space applications, there are certain batteries you use, right? And I'm assuming these are older ones, so there's no way they have some of the space rated lithiums. So it's almost certainly a nickel metal hydride and they're usually about, I want to say they're like 3 or 4 inches tall and about a little over an inch around, maybe in diameter, so like maybe an inch and a half in diameter. And it's probably all metric, so it's like 6 centimeters in diameter. And
All right, how many pounds did we say? 5,800.
yeah, 5,800 across 9 pounds.
All right, if my math is right, it's 40 batteries per pound. So that's 232,000 AAA batteries. So we should get that. That's good. That's good. That could be profitable.
Well, I mean, you definitely not want to flood the market with 250,000 AAA batteries. You're going to have to dole them out slowly.
Yeah, like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Satellite batteries for CubeSats. Here we go. Nanosats were space graded. Text batteries.
Anyway.
I mean, so this gave me a great idea for geocaching, like a new way to put on it. We hook it up with DoorDash. So you place an order and then get coordinates to where your order is hidden someplace. So it becomes like a family activity. Outside, gets people moving, stimulates your brain, and you get groceries. Boom. $1 million idea.
Right. And nothing is ever fresh.
Well, no. It depends on how good you get at finding it.
That's true.
Groceries before the milk spoils.
Nice. Okay, the next one that I have on the list is, well, we can talk about Reddit a little bit because they've been
they're using lithium ions. Okay, that's cool.
So Reddit is they've announced that they're going to use an AI model to fight harassment, which I'm sure is going to work out really good.
It's going to work great. That's going to no problems at all.
Yep. Given that the three of us have probably moderated more comments than almost any Reddit moderator outside of like the big ones. I
don't know what my final total was, but it's over 300,000.
Yeah. They should really just train on Robert,
The Zen LLM.
The secret LLM. Don't tell anybody,
Right.
There's a comedian, Ben Palmer. He pretends he's ChatGPT on his website and talks to people. It's very funny,
The other Reddit story was that their IPO is theoretically going to happen.
Mm-hmm. They're saying between the 18th and the 24th or something.
Of March or April?
March.
Oh, wow, that's soon. So they sent out their emails
by the end of the month easily
to like people to get in on their IPO. Like you could like they sent it to Redditors, and I did get the email, but I read the like list of how they were going to dole it out, and I was in like the bottom tier of like being able to get shares, and I wasn't really thinking too hard about actually doing it anyway. But like how much karma do I have on Reddit? I have 11,000 karma on Reddit, and that was like the third tier.
I see.
So I guess I'm just not gonna do it.
What's first tier for karma wise?
Yeah, I
have very little karma.
Because I have 57,000
on Reddit. Nice.
Yeah.
I think you might have been in this other tier. Now let me. I have to get the email up.
Where's the tiers?
Might not have been in the email. Riveting podcast listening.
Well, that's the thing. I was given the offer and they just said, how many do you want?
Nice.
And then they'll come back saying how many you can have, I guess. So I think they're like, well, let's see if people actually want this shit. And then we'll see how much we let them have.
I guess that's what they're going to find out in a couple of days too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they've never made any money. Is that they lost like millions of dollars?
They're making $800 million a year, but their costs for their executive staff is something like $660 million a year.
Well, like I said, they've never made any. They never profited any money.
They could have been profitable if they wanted to be. That's the long and short of it.
That's true of a lot of companies.
Oh, so I would need 200,000 karma to hit the top tier.
You're not going to make it. Well, unless maybe you post like a whole bunch right now. Like really hurry.
Oh, I can get in tier 4.
Okay.
Well, this is your big chance, man.
Where are the tiers listed again? But let's deal with this later.
Yeah, I'm not doing it, so I guess I don't really care. I don't know. I can't see that being a good investment. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. But I don't know.
Well, the thing is, everything's good for the first 6 months until lockout expires for the investors and the executives.
That seems vaguely familiar.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Huh.
Yeah.
Now I'm sad.
Yeah.
All right. The next one that we had on the list was this is a fun one. This is the Palpatine beer thing, which I saw a bunch of these, the Star Wars beer ads, and thought they were charming, but I didn't read the article to find out what actually happened. Did you actually read what happened?
No.
So have you seen the YouTube clips?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what actually happened was they were airing Star Wars in Chile, I guess. And this beer company just made the deal that the commercial, they picked the minute in the movie where the commercial would appear.
Yeah.
So the movie was just airing, and then these insert shots were the beginnings of the ad breaks. So they just timed the ad breaks to be these comical beer insertions, and like they're all really funny. I mean,
that's clearly not Palpatine's hand. It's
right. No. It's obviously like there's no special effects or anything. They just did a silly shot and the music, and they just timed it in the commercial breaks to start at a moment. And obviously, Lucasfilm shut them down.
Fought in the...
Yeah. If I screenshot the beer, then we can.
Are we gonna copyright strike?
Well, can you get the sound? Yeah. They have, because
yeah. There
we go.
Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
And there's just like 100 of these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, all they did was aired the movie and then started the commercial at that moment, which is clever.
Yeah, I mean, it is very funny.
But
I'm sure they got sued.
They definitely did not. The Lucasfilm did not like that for reasons that were,
those guys just don't have a sense of humor.
Those Lucas guys. You'd think that they would have a better sense of humor since they named the greedy guy Greedo, and they named the fat guy Porkins, and you'd think they'd have a sense of humor.
It's so dumb. God, can we not go down the road of their naming? That's so
What about what is it, Sleezo Bagano? That's the guy who offers him death sticks in Attack of the Clones. It's like Sleezo Bagano. Your name is literally Sleazebag.
Just thinking about it. Let's keep going. What's another emulator getting shut down?
Well, last week 2 weeks ago we talked about Yuzu getting shut down. The Switch emulator.
It's Suyu. It's not Yuzu. It's a totally different piece of code, man.
Different software, but instead of Yuzu, it's Suyu.
Suyu.
Still on GitHub.
No, this is GitLab. It's
GitLab.
Totally different.
Totally
I mean,
different.
come on, man. It's totally different.
It's a totally different Git instance.
Yeah, right.
Totally didn't mirror this, and anybody who wanted a copy definitely didn't just do a pull.
You don't support or condone piracy in any form.
No. Sue you, not sue me.
You.
I've never actually used a Switch emulator. I love, like, I'm big into game emulation, but like after Like I don't even emulate PS1. Like once it's not a ROM cartridge, I don't care anymore. Like that's my era of interest for emulation stops with the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
It's basically everything that I had up to college. And then I just don't care anymore. Once media started coming on CDs, I stopped being interested in emulating it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think that's charming. It will be out there for a long time, I imagine.
Yeah.
The next one that we had on the list was the Saudi robot gets handsy.
Mhm.
I don't know which one of you
Yeah.
guys shared.
You
That
know, I
one's
just think that
charming.
this isn't like AI getting all handsy. I think it's just like a bad motor, you know? Like
I didn't watch the video clip.
yeah, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Well, because it's just literally like he gooses the girl in the butt, right?
Yeah.
The photo
Yep.
looks, but
There's
yeah,
one.
and it didn't look like it was like AI gone wrong. It just looked like it was a little bit of an out of control servo.
Like they had specifically trained it to seek out asses. I don't think it's like
So
that.
here's the robot in the gray beige outfit here.
Oh,
With
you
a
can
cute
see.
little reporter in front of him, and boop. Hey, buddy.
Oh, come on, that wasn't much.
Yeah,
That was a graze.
and she was asking for it. You know what, with standing right there.
No, I think he was like going to bring up his hand to shake a hand. That's
Yeah.
kind of the motion I think is going on here. But he ends up shaking something else.
Yeah, that was like there was no there was no intent behind that. That looked like a pre-programmed motion that had nothing to do with anything in the environment.
Well, I mean, the other side of this is if he's being remote controlled and not really under AI control.
Yeah, that could be.
It could be some cheeky programmer, you know?
Maybe the CIA got into it and they've made it an ass slapper now. No matter what the Saudis want to use, it just slaps ass.
Yeah.
That's it.
Boop. Oh, all right.
Like, what?
Hey.
I mean, we try to make Castro lose his beard. I don't put anything
It's true.
beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond the intelligence sector. There was the Oscars. Poor Things got a bunch of stuff, and Best Actress for Emma Stone, and I loved Poor Things. And I hope that you guys have a chance to see it soon.
What was Poor Things about?
That was
I don't watch it because it's problematic.
Oh, it's bonkers. The premise is that
The backlash about it.
what's the backlash? I mean, it's a weird movie.
Story of a baby's brain put in a woman's body, and then she has sex.
Yeah.
You don't know what people have problems with about
Well,
that?
So when she becomes
in London, though, but that's where a thing was common.
Yeah, that was normal in Paris. Okay, so in the context of the movie, I don't think that she's a baby when she's having sex. Like she ages. Like she mentally.
Correct. Mentally, she's what, 5 or something? She's very, very young when that happens.
So having seen the movie, I don't think that it's exactly clear where any of these lines are, because she is speaking in full sentences, like in the second act. Like she talks awkwardly, but like and in the third act, she's speaking fully fluent language, just with weird word choice.
To be clear, I kind of liked it. I'm just telling you what the backlash is.
I thought that the backlash might be like about the weird monsters and stuff, the weird animals and stuff. But it's a messed up movie. Did you like the pig dog or the pig bird things? I liked all the weird animal hybrid stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to watch this movie.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Is it good?
It's so good. It's one of my favorite things that I saw last year.
What's her name? Emma Stone is naked a lot. I mean, is that why you like it?
There's a lot of boobies. But no, it's visually absolutely insane. Like there's gorgeous color palettes in the background. There's interesting black and white stuff. The set design is like, besides like Wes Anderson movies, people don't do set design that's interesting anymore. I mean, the Emma Stone's performance is bonkers and just insane. The way she moves, the way she talks, the makeup on who's the Frankenstein? Doc Ock.
Ruffalo? Defoe?
Yeah, on Defoe. His makeup is awesome. The weird little creatures that he's like hybrid animals that he's making is awesome. Ruffalo plays just a slime ball, and it's so fun to see who is a guy who's generally plays a charming guy in movies just play a dirtbag.
Or a Hulk, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and like the story is actually really interesting. She like goes out and she has to learn about the world and go explore and like see what's out there. I think the movie is fantastic. It's one of my favorite things that I saw last year.
Okay.
Oppenheimer also won. That was the big winner, of course. And Oppenheimer that's just a really good movie. No objections there.
Oh, so the Oscars are an award? Is that what this is?
No, it's a guy. He lives in a trash can.
Oh, Oscar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're thinking it's actually fish. You go and you just get big fish, usually color.
Yeah, and then you can feed smaller fish to them.
Yeah.
They're very fun. By the time the ceremony aired, I had seen 33 of 36 of the nominated films. Frustratingly enough, I still haven't seen the Miyazaki one, which like it just has never timed that I've been able to go see it in the theater, and it's still not available on digital anywhere.
We got to get you down in the wood shop more, Rob. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think I don't need to see 33 movies?
Pretty sure you don't need to see 33 movies.
I average a movie and a half a day. But I like film, man. The one that I just watched this weekend, which is actually really interesting, is called El Conde, which is I think it's The Count.
The vampire one.
The vampire, yeah. It starts off in the French Revolution, so you get to see Marie Antoinette get her head chopped off, which you got to see also in Napoleon. And I just wanted to remark that it was fun that amongst the Oscar-nominated movies this year, 2 separate ones depicted the beheading of Marie Antoinette, which I don't know if that's ever happened before. I thought that was pretty fun. But then, without spoiling it too much, he becomes Pinochet. And then later on, Margaret Thatcher shows up. So it's a weird movie. And it also has like a really, really, really pretty flying scene sort of towards the end where like just this gorgeous black and white thing where a character becomes a vampire and learns to fly. It's just so beautiful. Beautiful music. It's just a wonderful little scene. I enjoyed that movie a lot.
Who knew that Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter would have such a long tail?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very unusual that there's 2 historical fictions involving vampires.
Yeah. Although this is completely a different deal than that.
Oh, wait, are you saying the vampires aren't real? I thought they were just documentaries.
Well, so Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is like a schlock vampire movie, and this is like a black comedy. Like this is all like dialogue and weird stuff.
Yeah.
And Abraham Lincoln is a little bit more like let's play. It's like what Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like more of a let's play with a silly premise. And this is more just like a twisted little comedy story about like the greedy kids want dad to die, but dad's not going to die because he's a vampire, and dad wants to die because he's old and sick of being alive, but he can't die. Stuff like that. It's fun.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of is there any other good media worth watching?
No. Kong versus X is in the month, though.
Ooh.
Are you thinking about going to see that in the theater?
I was thinking of gonna go see Dune 2 in the theater.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet,
Worth it.
too.
Plan
Worth
early. So
That's definitely a see it in the biggest freaking theater you possibly can kind of movie. I'd go see it again. It was really, really, really fun. I liked it better than the first one, I think. And way better than the Lynch one. I don't think there's anything else. You don't even want to know the rest of the movies that I watched this weekend. You know what I did watch? Which I mentioned this in the channel, The Dark Backwards, which is a super messed up movie, like super, super, super David Lynch, John Waters level of messed up. But the director of it, his name is Adam Rifkin, and I looked at his filmography, and he made a movie in the early 90s called The Chase, with Charlie
Okay.
Sheen and Krista
Oh, yeah.
Swanson.
I like that
like
movie.
that movie.
And
Yeah.
so
You know?
Please.
so I rewatched that movie last night.
Does it stand up?
You know, okay. Here's the thing. Having watched The Dark Backwards a couple of days before, it was really fun to see. Like, it's clearly the same director. Like, the style is so similar. The performance is like, The Dark Backwards is a million times weirder. But the chase is pretty straightforward, but it still has kind of the same frenetic energy in the editing and the performance. And a lot of like there's clear references too. Like, there's like a corporation with logos and stuff all over The Dark Backwards that shows up in the chase.
In the cinematic universe or whatever.
Yeah, so yeah, they're probably the Rifkin cinematic universe. But no, I kind of really liked it, but it's a pretty dumb movie for what it is. It kind of reminded me of like. I also recently rewatched Crank.
Oh, good Lord.
And it kind of has a similar vibe to that, like over the top, like totally over the top and ludicrous. Like, let's just have fun with the world with a silly premise.
Okay.
I unfortunately watched Crank within the last 4 months too. One sad day.
You know, it's not a great movie, but it has fun.
Crank Harder or whatever it is. You know,
I did. It wasn't a double feature. I didn't watch Crank 2, Crank some more, or whatever it is.
Crankier. You know,
Crankier.
Crankier. That'd be the perfect name for it.
Crank 2, Crankier.
I mean, it had Amy Smart in it, so she's cute. But,
I know you got an Amy Smart thing.
Well, so does Cliff. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Ever since, was it Starship Troopers?
Yeah, she was in Starship Troopers.
No, she's in a lot of good stuff.
Oh, I guess she was.
I mean, minor role, but
she's been in things.
She was also in like Stargirl, right?
Yeah, she was like the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say that I increasingly dislike seeing people that were like younger than me portraying parents in TV and film. It's kind of making me feel pathetic.
Well, I mean, aren't you though? I mean, yeah.
I'm so old. So old. I'm gonna have to get a cerveza and forget my sorrows.
Cerveza.
Cerveza. All right, folks. Let's rock out of here.
Yeah.
We have many important tasks to do. I'm gonna go break my router.
Mm-hmm.
I have to move my VLANs over from an untagged VLAN to a tagged VLAN, and I know this is gonna cause all my Switch to die.
Yeah.
Yay! Goodbye, Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Chris DeBona.
See ya.
That was episode 500 and 700 and 900 and 403 I don't remember. I'm Rob Malda. That was Geeks in Space. Bye-bye.